schools. Tell your families, tell your loved ones to download TAPTAP Send. Okay? But also, when I receive my money, the other tell the world with channel, like my view, no, hey, you crazy. Download TAPTAP Send now on Google Play and App Store. TAPTAP Send, it's secure, convenient, easy, and fast.
Yes, people, still on the Joe Berg House and Fair and Charity Ball. We're going to be stopping in Birmingham, UK on the 11th of April. Let's go get it. A home for you, a home for the homeless. Boy.
After successfully redefining Accra's skyline with the delivery of the signature apartments, Cape May Properties presents an exclusive unveiling of the tallest residential building in Ghana, offering a first look of Sultan Sky. Sultan Sky, a magnificent representation of the seamless fusion of quality, groundbreaking innovation, and pioneering architectural brilliance. An extraordinary structure set to reshape the concept of upscale living, thanks to its inventive attributes and unparalleled commitment to precision. This master-planned residential development will focus on the building's location, security, privacy, the design's aesthetic brilliance, elevated features in each living space, cutting-edge smart home technology, and amenities beyond imagination, with fantastic residential features which include 24-hour concierge service, a state-of-the-art fitness center, a floating tennis court, a floating swimming pool, a spa, a sky pool, a sky lounge, a movie theater, co-working spaces, kids zone, distinctive lifts for staff and deliveries, private gardens, chef's kitchen, expansive terraces, entertainment rooms, restaurant, and 24-hour security. Sultan Sky, a new perspective in the sky.
Another Thursday is here. And you may say, and so Eddie, nay, show back up and a reasa fanina sabre, yes, ye a time with TAPTAP Send with yourself and Nana Kwame or say to. Say me to me at a time with TAPTAP Send, Jumedi Abrewa, na a Jumakui Ada Roma, and a kitamimu, Amami to me, Eddie Jumay, a brewo, may come for a TAPTAP Send a day amount. Say, oh, send this car a day a call or my Ghana, and they no enna a reasa fanina bogus a yusu a send this car a comma ebusia for a my Ghana. So we a project to be and as a water property be now person would send this car now they call your repayment a TAPTAP Send and it is a break say won't download the and as a who use TAPTAP Send make them for a day amount and they say Oko Play Store App Store now we download the TAPTAP Send now we use promo code OTMG1 ubenya a free £10 bonus say oh American so a $10 you Europe baby and so a €10 make them for a day amount the padona ne use na almost a papa Sabri maminko TAPTAP Send asye Honomo and Ora Coffee Frimpong, growth manager, UK Europe, on also ewo na any update to be a TAPTAP Send ewo edimayeno what they are bringing. And next we are talking about property acquisition in Ghana and all the challenges property acquisition in Ghana, including lands. Intino and they say oh per se unya esuahunu bi when it comes to land system in Ghana ahanomo ena eye baby a ubinya ni nyina atie so person to dan enso o my Ghana mu nso a ene me de another property developer e de na abrel e ojumadi so a ono nso ye ne no e ba betwetwe enkomo nyame e adoma on the 11th and on the 12th there's going to be a housing fair e wo Birmingham and London and also ye beka ho asem e ojumadi so ene anwumre mame ko Kofi Frimpong ora Kofi Frimpong me mo adwo e mo akwa ba anwumre e de oba jumadi so
ana kwa meje so na me so me chia wo ne yetiefuo nyina pa cho temeka
me tunka very very clear very clear very clever
da nyame ase
anwumre me say sidie e wo wanim pa a wo sere sa what's the I mean can we be chere den e koso
once obi Muslim no ye tu kwan a ana ase ne ye nyine no bo se fie bi si won ma se fie we boga we dia etino yes ye ba buche ne ye ni dase ye beta ase but abrabo na enye for na form sentino ene se oti media de nyoma agugu akwan mu na lawyer ne property developers ba ha be che kwan a ebetimi afa so ase ni bia ene ma manage anadwi
okay that's nice
enya se oye boga na wato asase asidan entino ene ma manage enyumre na nakwa
nice one yo ene yenkwa ne yenhwe eye TAPTAP sena suye edien ene wo honom a as a customer session so ansana yakọ yenkomo twetwen so enyumre
okay na me dase na me chia yetiefo ene ye de from customers ye from abusuafo omo ye abusuafo. That is the difference between TAPTAP send and the other applications. TAPTAP send we use obeka ebusua ho na ebusua so de wo mu a umpentity mu etino obi o TAPTAP send bia no time bia no or try say ye kwa form a woni enam ye kwa so woni enam but enam say eye adwuma papa ntino see ye behwe ase de ensi time bia ne be kwa so na yakwa animo nti ye chia ye busuafo nyina anwumre. By way of update from TAPTAP send, yeah, person can say there will be biara say was sticking with TAPTAP send. TAPTAP send, TAPTAP send Ghana business no. We do any share nana kwame. Yeah, 5 years. And ni nyina so kire say Ghana for also so aboa TAPTAP send enti anwumre dey catch obi o call you so ene obi a actually obehwe wo Facebook and YouTube ne say asedan count say Wama TAPTAP send na one of the best money transfer companies. Now, and you call where always a place about and we get to know a lot of things from our customers or our family members. Now, so I'm the kaya now family now man for tebusa wallet no media me who can be fast work creating no me who can be fast work creating this week app release that yeah no and I'm say a wallet to wallet no app release that yeah this week obi a your free KYC, know your customer. Obi a KYC. Why upload on the ID da? No we trust self, and no, we will be a fraud in TAPTAP sentence. We no limit customer. And TCC no obinya ye no limiter. Your new rollout will automatically create a wallet for you. And TCC first struggle to create a wallet, a few honum, and we just released it. Yeah, no kakaka. But you don't say Andrew Emra wallet to wallet no ebeba no na obia wallet ni bi dada. Na the effect kan ho say wallet to wallet ne ba afobon so sa app no so na afi card aba which will be a card which me store sika obi de ascend wa bebu sika wa send ya beto wallet no so there will be a virtual card o shopper and I'm just our wallet no so no betimi the TAPTAP send wallet card no ediga. And it will get to a point, we will start as virtual, but we'll get to a point upon request, we'll post you a physical card. Just as people would mention Wise, people would mention Revolut, as you have those cards, TAPTAP send is stepping into those directions because stand commoning in a show way so and a moment you say muhia, ya who say binum classy me bank any world bank say and no the ammonia mutra you be in ama your customers still not come and buy up by way of update the person channel said and I'm sending amount for every with media wallet meeting creative to say no work picture the ID ato app no so KYC no limit here, it means that automatically the system will create a wallet for you. Until moving forward, people are going to witness it on the app. And always, family meeting, I said, they can't cast. I'm saying, people can't want to say, Puncha, okay, Bushian, who you do, time with TAPTAP send Matida. Until Bushian for your buyer, and you're ready, the bar from TAPTAP send as you.
I can now understand, said ye na o sre. Not just a ni tia we twamuane se enche bia TAPTAP send customers. Ebenya TAPTAP send virtual card, a Visa card. Mo komu animu so a obi request say of a physical Visa card na eno nso no obenya. Just ordinary sika to so. No de nam so assendi sika ko Ghana.
Tiawa apart from so no ade ne sika to so no wo na kwam so betimi akotua wo ka wo ho senia wo ye a presbyter wo said there no tight ne ade be break fifre Paul no and what be fa TAPTAP it is not just a money transfer. You are doing a lot. Nyami inshiramu. We dear enka memang kofo abusa questions kakra ba me de beko TAPTAP send focus section. Now was saying about the boy and that's will be questions be about the TAPTAP wallet to wallet and that's a TAPTAP virtual card as I breathe TAPTAP send for the air bano na ye di eno ho komo focus session honomo say abia obia na enka ne so Italy o yusu abia postpayer sa bre onya sika obetimi atua ato TAPTAP send card no so no dey any transfer ye call focus session. You better choose some common. A class be sans and for any of course, wallet to wallet there, there and then a commercial. And you do her no more be near your able team on bear answer questions are caster your family members a win.
Nice one. All right, go from point you may you better say update with the abre TAPTAP send customers in now the ODJ and quite cry anything.
I would say, Major Quaya, Minia Bema, and you may over Bema, Pocono, Mintimin Quabra, Mentiano, and Mechia lawyer, Papa, lawyer Richmond, Yamin Shirao, and Joseph, so from the housing company, and also Mechia Mopa, and Domas said every time when OT media and Aquamet hit your door na mubie puno number church, the bushing for your Damasibi brain last week. Obi obaya no yaka and say all kon obeja bibi nti lawyer minim de na wu beja se obeja asase ba akwa to show you so ama ya hwe ne de ama your customer lawyer ya hwe nim na me da asinya kokon hire obi a
yo Kofi ya better say na nwumre e wo de TAPTAP send aso ye e de abrain yo abusia for me dane me ho na ma fan krato baako e de atwam me ba me were my two guests on the show tonight. We talking about property acquisition in Ghana. When it comes to land system, when it comes to buying a property in Ghana, any yabeju trisa and common enyina. Me were a lawyer Richmond Korley and a minia Berima a Joseph Marteye, CEO of Joburg Housing Company. Ewo my Ghana mo. Any omunyina beka ye ho a yabeju trisa and common. Me dane me ho ba me ba ye den common be hyeso.
Me did the young antechua, and maybe I'm discovered for Europe. I come a bushing for Ghana. No, me used to TAPTAP send. No fee mobile money transfer. Easy, convenient, fast, and sounds so free. To actually, me discover ye map him. TAPTAP send. Internet. Also download the TAPTAP send app. No, ever mobile phone so free. Let us come a bushing for Ghana for na. TAPTAP send. Papa no.
Yes, people, still on the Joburg House and Fair and Charity Ball. We're going to be stopping in Birmingham, UK on the 11th of April. Let's go get it. A chance. A home for you, a home for the homeless.
After successfully redefining Accra's skyline with the delivery of the signature apartments, Cape May Properties presents an exclusive unveiling of the tallest residential building in Ghana, offering a first look of Sultan Sky. Sultan Sky, a magnificent representation of the seamless fusion of quality, groundbreaking innovation, and pioneering architectural brilliance. An extraordinary structure set to reshape the concept of upscale living, thanks to its inventive attributes and unparalleled commitment to precision. This master-planned residential development will focus on the building's location, security, privacy, the design's aesthetic brilliance, elevated features in each living space, cutting-edge smart home technology, and amenities beyond imagination.
Yo, abusia for me mamo, ajo assign mamo akwa babiem. Afi ena wa joining ya ahanomo OT Media TV. Meaning ene nana kwame oseitu. Enyumre ya jitwe enkomo afa land and property acquisition ewo omai Ghana and all the challenges it comes with it. Enyumre nyame yadom. Minsa aka lawyer Richmond Korley. Lawyer Richmond Korley associate Derry and Co. Ewo omai Ghana mu law firm agidin elbo adwuma wo man Ghana mu pa ehonomo na lawyer Richmond Korley enso na adwuma na afi so mewo minia berima Joseph Marteye enso president and the CEO of Joburg Construction Limited ewo omai Ghana mu omusisi adan various prime locations ewo omai Ghana mu omo enso enenei womode housing fair eba so ewo UK no enso the Airbrel ebeko so on the 11th ewo Birmingham and on the 12th ewo London ene meneno ebedwetwe sa enkomo nyina mamemfa lawyer Richmond indikan lawyer me mawajo emo akwa banyumre ebedwumadi so
Nana, midasipa, nana.
We dear meet me akasa fish yapa. Esa sa fi yenshia wo show yi so. Na me ho what to say.
Nyame adom, pa cho bia eboko. How so eh?
Nyame adom, me so me ho ye pa. Yo, lawyer bia na obi enhu wonte won kada. Ye kan lawyer Richmond Korley. Obetimi aka ho asem kakra de akire ye enwumre.
Nana midasipa, mami sa oni weti fo nyina. Until be our share be me a lawyer in Ghana. One of the areas me Juma with the land acquisition, land litigation. Now baby me Juma no Derry and Co. Law firm in Ghana. And yeah, then yeshasi achapa. And I've been with Derry and Co from 2013 every year. And see we hear something little about Richmond Korley.
Yo, lawyer, medase, mami introduce me second guest and so Ora Joseph Mbacho o honuma enyumre yemawajo emo akwaba ede uba dwumadi so. Joe, you are muted. Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, Patrick, Papa. Thank you for hosting me on the show this evening, and I'm grateful to be here to share a little bit of experience and also insight on the property market in Ghana.
Wonderful, Joe. I know say you've been on this show before, but it's been a long time. And Tina say Obi Enshia that Obi Nimu when you talk about Joseph Marteye. Who is Joseph Marteye?
Okay, I'm Joseph Marteye, and I'm the CEO of Joburg Ghana Limited. It's one of the leading development and construction firms in Ghana. We do houses in close places in the city, mostly prime places in the city, Cantonment, Labone, Chado, East Legon, and environment. And then also we have another company which is a foundation called Joburg Foundation. what we do is that this year we are launching a program with Tamini called A Home for You, A Home for the Homeless. So anytime somebody buys a house from us, we pick portion of the profit to build a 1-bedroom unit for somebody who doesn't have or would never own a house in his life. And then that person also benefits from it. So you having a 4-bedroom, somebody also get to benefit the 1-bedroom somewhere in Katamanso or EB or anywhere that's they can also move their family to.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me this evening on this discussion. Mami fa lawyer Indikan. Lawyer, ba asase ho ensem e wo man Ghana mu a e problem ni titiu pa ye enuanom e wa monone ebi wo honom a obi aka kire ni say land bi wa hanom ye say e kama pa na odimirika na ebi wa akwa akoto wa anye search wa anye hwe e na okoto asase ya fi ebedu say wo kwa akosi ne dan na wanya problems. Lawyer, sebano land acquisition ewo omai Ghana mu a edien asem kakra na wo beka amiesua bibia fi mu ansa na ye kwa akoto dan de esie ye eni nyina.
Nana me da se pa. Anyway, what I'll do is say I'll run through about 8 things that will be our on top property ewo Ghana. Say property a near me chair either asase and I say dan AC dada. So anyone who wants to acquire property in Ghana, near about 8 of them I could do maybe about 9 or 10. But let me focus on doing about 8 of them. Internana, Mitmisha assist here.
Bajoy.
Okay. What person to assassi in Ghana? Adibako also who said assassi in Ghana no. You have to know the ownership structure of assassi in Ghana. So about Ghana, asasi ewo Ghana no. Either say a stool land. Say is stool lander. Nature say it belongs to a chief. It belongs to a Hindi. Those are the stool lands. The next thing, most of the lands in Ghana, either some we are stool lands, and also we are family lands. You want to see so and yes, stool lands, but they are family lands. Asasi a family land, and I sound was state lands. They see state land, I say, assassin, a government, they are by assassin. All of these lands, no, so to an ain't also when say, you will nipo bet me out to assassin, you know. For example, when me find is open, say, unko to assassin be a stool land. The right person bet me out on stool lands, ama or no. Either say the occupant of the stool. So I see occupant of the stool, maybe on him no. Now, the chief cannot sell the land alone. So, with the consent and the concurrence of the principal elders of the stool. The mission says, assassin is stool land, so he never to any on no back or shed them no assassin. Auto assassin, I was say in Penifona or more on some count. So, the chief needs the consent and the concurrence of the principal elders of the stool. So about family land, so I did very important with family lands. They say family land, so the proper person about me at family land, the head of family. In Saoba, maybe with time I'll give you examples of places who call her family lands. Who call baby I say this area a family lands. A child say a honor and you're in to me a chief can't sell family land unless the chief also doubles as the head of family. But say a family land and you to me family land. The head of family. Now, head of family, so on to me family land. I was saying in Pennyforno and Tell Brown, they say, or to he sells with the consent and the concurrence of the principal members of the family. And see, when the idea, I was saying, Opia, Sabana, stool lands and our family lands. The next thing, a state land and I say government lands. Okay. Generally, it's all about state lands near Ultimaton state lands. So say, about state lands near can say it is vested in the president. But we vested it in the president. Now NIPA or representative president, so most of the time lands commission. And so the proper people on the most of the time the chairman of the lands commission and also on Tomba. And 2% to us you should know the ownership structure of this land. And then I also be the next thing I make one very quickly. I want to run a bit fast. I can say Who to assassin who declare then what is the use of the land? You will be a friend zoning laws. Obi waha assassin out on it could be a residential assassin. It could be a commercial, it could be agricultural use. If it's they are for industrial uses. Until to assassin, you find own person to assassin or to sit down. You are buying land for residential use. Now I could talk commercial. So I could talk commercial assassin and as industrial assassin who said that should be a factory. So we should pay attention to the zoning laws of the area. And as I say, be a person who what that area is zoned for. Go to the district assembly. Who call district assembly? You are going to see the layout of the place. And I will say a residential, a commercial, and as a mixed use. And to call district assembly and as a municipal assembly, you will see the zoning use of that area. And that is the second thing. Nana, I think I'll pay attention to is there. Ubeto assassin will be a friend of physical inspection. To me, to assassin, assassin. That is a mistake a lot of people are making. Obi will see where you try pictures, picture and come pa pictures near fine pa. Ubeto assassin physically visit the place. But besides say other internet say physically visit the place. Uko assassin so maybe uko assassin say obi the stones akogu assassin so. Ube who say so obi the stones akogu assassin say somebody may also be claiming rival ownership of the land. Unhia pa into to assassin physical inspection is very critical, very very important. And it applies to so even who to so go and see the place. And can say, oh, you try pictures, share me pictures, come up, and go and physically inspect the place. If you are way to find one send somebody who trusts non-co share. And I'm my example be. Meaning, if you during the raining season, you can't access the house. Raining season, just how you see canoe and some of you can't access the place during the raining season. Until when you pass, you go and physically inspect the place. Now, one of the things I'm advising most of my people is that the best time to buy a raining season. Who call raining season? You see the proper layout. Until be your person to assess, person to die. Make sure say obey physical inspection of the place. Where are the back and when you pa. And I when you law school in but in law, if you don't visit the place, now call and you buy land, the BBR you could have said if you had visited the place, no. In law, no, you are deemed to know. You're very constructive knowledge. Who call one call so call one can near Adibia also in law, no, you are deemed to know. You find say assassin wakotono ubi atwa ho wo. Nipa na otoma ono enye ono no twa ho wo. In law, no, you are deemed to know say wall was assassin so before autoy. Until when here pass say anybody who wants to buy a landed property, person want to assassin, person want to die in Ghana, make sure say you visit the place. If maybe way to find you can engage somebody or you're trustworthy, not on physical inspection and mouth. We are very, very important. Now, also the fourth one very quickly. The fourth pointer, the important thing is that talk to the neighbors. Talk to the neighbors. Who maybe start say, why I didn't know also neighbors in Casa? Also, me introducing me who one of the things I do is land litigation. So I as woman so the assassin Manson, they see their doors in Ghana, Uko High Court. There were about 12 high courts, purposely for land litigation. They'll be able courts be a higher man. Assassin Manson, there you be a so called assassin, now litigation. You could be in court for the next 7 years. Now, Uko courts. Important things to assassin. One, there are neighbors there. Find a time and go around, talk to the neighbors. It's almost partial assassin we wind there. Assassin we problem on when you speak with neighbors, you'll be surprised what they will tell you. You'll be very surprised. Ubeka just asase we hey last week here ebe boat two or so. So be talk about what ye pa ubisa we asase we one there. You will be surprised the history of the land that obetimi anya from those people. And so be turn property ama turn asase ma find time go there yourself. And funny panel go there at your own time. Nafa neighbors ne kasa adjoining properties speak with them. Be sure say near what turn problem in you. Be sure say assassin and as a property now what turn problem be new. So talking to neighbors no very very important. So Bani say who turn assassin in Ghana. Let me continue to point number 5. The 5th point is say who person to assassin. When you count them a lot of times, still Nana Eshokim say in Kofu to assassin and also muto dying in Ghana. Omunye search one. Very important. Before Ube talk assassin and also Ube talk dying in Ghana, no. Make sure say Ube conduct a search at Lands Commission. Conduct a search at Lands Commission. It won't hear pa. So conduct a search at Lands Commissioner. Tisiano say share search is a no. All the 3 divisions of Lands Commission. So yeah, you get one search and the results from all the 3 divisions. You are going to form one search report. Ube hu near our survey division, survey and mapping division. Ube hu near our land title registry and our land registration division. Ube san hu near our public invested lands management division of the Lands Commission. And so we search, it will tell you the history of the land. About shows us way 1960. Now your family way dear. Family way omuto assassin ma way. Omudi assassin ma way no way court. Okonya judgment also. Into assassin be way dear. You are going to see the entire history of the land. BBP are affected land now. You register our Lands Commission. Once you do a search at the Lands Commission, sometimes you'll be surprised. Sometimes you'll be dealing with a property. Sometimes you will never know that if you need a mortgage or if you're not loan and I'll be and I'll mortgage the fee. So once you conduct a search, you will see all of these things. Into conduct a search at the Lands Commission. Now, in Kofoa, most of the time when I work for clients, the searcher. Me fa nipa na auto assassin. Me using a site plan to find your search. I don't make that mistake. Me ankasa me engage me surveyor. My surveyor will go onto the land and pick the land. Now say me surveyor no picking land no go draw site plan about. I conduct the search with my own site plan. The reason is that sometimes ube won say assassin na nipa na etoma no. In Krata no this no and aside plan or the mound a different parcel of land. So sometimes when I'm engaged to do due diligence for clients and say I engage my own surveyor or pikila no. So pikila ni we not draw site plan now. Now I use my own site plan, the IS search at the Lands Commission. Now based on the search results, so yes search now. Nipa na auto assassin no. Making sure say Nidin our search no so if you do a search na your family land be sure say some family no omudin our search no so maybe assassin omudin because of a judgment be omo so when you call judgment affecting a land also called plotting our Lands Commission so that plotting and as judgment we search e be pie e be omunya assassin omuye some statutory declaration in the 60s and 70s. We search all of these transactions, BPA. So you will know the history of the land and you will know the proper party to deal with when it comes to the land or the property you intend to buy. And to search our Lands Commission, a very, very important and top property. And to us, Sibia or Ghana, Emra Winya search. Yakasa adi several times, but sometimes it still happens. Once be by a law firm. So when you now buy a law firm, Rebecca Chell said, you are not a diligence buyer. We are there because be as assassin to send toast. Who to assassin? Yes, who to toast? Assassin are very important, and to take your time with assassination your search Lands Commission. And I mean,
Lawyer,
point number 6 very quickly.
Lawyer, before you go to point number 6, Maminfa Joe Embremu, na yenhwe property, and so say dying as a property developer, and experience especially dealing with abruchiri for any other. Then we will come back to you to continue from point number 6 to 10. Now for yamanko for hokwan na omonso ebusa questions. Yo ebusa for no joining yene lawyer Richmond Korley and Minua Berima Joseph Marteye Joe Fachemi Marteye Joseph Marteye on the CEO of Joburg Ghana Limited. Omo ACC adan our prime locations bebre our Omai Ghana. Joe Mijiri say also with your experience in the property industry, one abruchiri for dodrona adele, kofo dodrona atodan ewo oho. Ene say obi epese otodan ewo my Ghana mu say eye through your company or any. Ede afutuo ena ode be ma obi a or planning so pese otodan ewo my Ghana mu.
Okay, thank you so much, and thank you for lawyer.
Hello, Joe.
Yes.
Online
presentation that I did.
Joe, your line was dropping a little bit, so until the ube position we yama.
Oh.
Okay, is it?
It's still enye clear, papa. Maybe waba video
Is it better?
It's better, yeah. Maybe so waba video no ena ema problem. You can switch the video off once a year when you media. You money pa ye deal with na otimi akasa ni ente wonka.
Okay. Is it okay now?
Hello, Joe.
Yes, I'm here. It's better.
Yeah, drop it back to the koso na ye say ebe yi kakra man.
Okay. So yeah, like I was saying, I think my colleague did explanation on land acquisition and how to buy properties in Ghana. And in terms of housing, I think the first thing you need to look out for is the location at which you are buying the property. Location is very important because then it makes sense for the use. Until then you have the meaning for it. So if you get the location wrong for whatever purpose you are buying the house for, you might have it wrong from the beginning. So assuming say because Ghana, meaning that you need to have a place where it is conducive enough for to stay in Ghana. Some mistakes that most of them do is that they mix the use between the use of investment, which is renting out or using it for a business purpose. Now, this really costs them a lot of money and a lot of problems. And one example I can be able to give with one of the clients that I engaged with.
Say Johnny internet no sisi kakra enti se bane sadia enena say antene nka message akọ lawyer Richmond na sorting out area. Hello, Joe.
Hello. Yes, I'm here now. Yeah.
Yeah, better. You can continue.
Okay, so one of the things I was talking about is there's a client who bought a property, a two plot of land in somewhere, and then put up a 14 unit 2-bedroom apartment, which that particular unit was going for $100 a month as rental, and then the 14 units was coming up to $1,400 for rentals. What that means is that he makes $1,400 every month from that particular property. And he spends close to $80,000 in the construction period. Now, if that is the case and it was meant for investment, then that's a wrong investment, because then what you need to do is with 280,000, you can own a 2-bedroom, a 1-bedroom, or a 3-bedroom flat or apartment in Cantonment, in Airport, or in East Legon, where that can give you almost 2 times the amount that you are making out from there. Now, not just that, even the maintenance of the building will cost him close to about $500 to $600 a month for such a structure. So if you make $1,500 or $1,400 a month from that structure in Soweto, you are not always going to lose money, but your maintenance of the property, I think most time people forget that when the property is there, it needs to be maintained. So maintenance alone will eat up half of the money, and you end up getting nothing, and you end up becoming a wrong investment. So you need to be able to be advised properly on which location you are going to use for your project. The project has to be defined, whether it's a private use or it's investment use. And if that is defined, then you can be able to know exactly where to go in. Now, secondly, most properties, when they are sitting down, people think that say rent, and people keep saying, say, oh, my top property will be my top way, but I mean, this is your market, and I say into me renting me. The property value and the property chain is not about what you make out of it instantly or immediately. It's a long-term investment. It's like putting your money in the stock market. The stock market, it takes 5 to 10 years before you get your money back. So whatever you are supposed to be making back within a short period, something little for you to just be, it's bonuses. But your main money you make at the end of the season, it's when the property value goes up to more than 50 to 100% of what you bought it for. So example of it is currently within the Airport, Labone, Cantonment, Chado area. Houses are being sold there for between 150,000 for a 1-bedroom to 500,000. In the next 5 years, those same units will be selling for between 500,000 to 1.5 to $2 million. Now that is where you make your money. So you don't necessarily have to be thinking that you have to make your money next month or next 2 months. No, it doesn't work like that. In 20 years ago, a 1-bedroom in Westminster was selling for $250,000. That was 2001, 2002. A Westminster 1-bedroom was selling for $250,000. Today in Westminster, 20 years on, it's selling for $1.5 million, $2 million. Same in New York and same in other cities. So this is how the trend is, and this is how the trend grows. And so long as Accra is becoming one of the top cities in the world, and everybody is looking at us in a different light because we have a stable economy, our democracy is growing very well. The country is moving to a right direction. It makes it a very good place to be able to put investment. So things you couldn't afford in central London or in New York or in Atlanta or anywhere, now you've been given another opportunity to afford those opportunities in Accra now. So you need to be able to not immediate return on investment. It's a long-term investment between 5 to 10 years. But even with that one, immediately you still get to make something out of it. You don't just and yet crash. You still get to make some money out of it. So my first advice is the location should be very, very well determined. Number one. Number two, you should understand that it's a long-term investment that you need to recoup from over a period of time, and it's not an immediate thing. And then the third thing I'll add to it is something similar to what lawyer was saying. Everybody needs to visit the particular site or the house they are buying before they buy, because it is very important you get to understand and agree on what you are buying. If you don't, and you don't have a trusted people to do that for you, then that is a very big problem from the beginning. So these are things you shouldn't be able to compromise on to make sure that you get the right, you get the right asset or the right property for the right purpose for the job. Most of the time, people literally go in there and start putting up houses just because they feel that they want to own something. It doesn't work like that. You can't go to Amasamai, Pram Pram, all those places just because they say there are lands there, so you also want to build house. No. First of all, remember, the government doesn't even have enough money to extend the roads to that side. So your road network is a problem. Is so strapped to a water there, so you still struggle. And at the end of the day, you send a message and send a thing across that the government is the one doing that. No, it's because you have moved from where the city is now and gone further, and you are expecting him to be able to come in and then assess you and do this, which he is broke. So at least for you to also help yourself and help the state, get closer to the city, so that as at when the government is also making a little bit more money to extend roads and utilities in the outskirts, you can also join them there, so that everybody meets each one halfway. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Before I'll bring lawyer in, I know you are hosting a housing fair in America, and on the 11th of April, it's going to be also in Birmingham, and on the 12th in London. Can you tell us a little bit and what people should expect when they come to this housing fair?
Okay, thank you. So this housing fair is for people to be able to. There are two things that is going to happen in the housing fair. When you buy a house, whatever profit we make, proceeds of the profit will go into building one-bedroom flats for people who are vulnerable or would never dream of owning a place in their life, like the ice water seller on the street, like the charcoal seller in the corner, like the banku seller in the kiosk. All those people, we have a list of them, close to almost about 500 of them, that we are selecting them one by one to make sure that in their whole life, they will never think of owning something. So we want to use this opportunity for them to also own something for themselves. So not just not owning a property or an investment, but you are also trying to help people in the vulnerable situation to also become an owner, and then the next 10 years they can pass it on to their kids, and then it becomes a generational wealth for their kids and their children. Now, in this particular housing fair as well, we are giving out discounts up to 50%. And this discount up to 50%, you have to be present at the housing fair so that you can be able to identify the location for which you then after that, when that is done, then we agree with you as to how much deposit we can give you between 10% to 50% discount. And that would be able to, this is just to encourage you to be able to also own something as an investment for the next 5 to 10 years. That can also become a liquid asset for you at every time. And also, it is important that there is this particular rate saying that it's important that between 40 to 50, at least your minimum security investments should be a minimum of at least 4 or 5 houses. Now, why that? Because between 40 and 50 is your peak season, is your peak time. Now, these particular 4 or 5 assets or investments are security for you. So in the case whereby you need to be able to do business or you need to be able to turn around something, these are things that you can hold on to as security to help you to develop yourself as a human being. And also by 50, between 50 and 60, when you're about to retire, at least if you have a another 2 more to make it 7, then that gives you a very assured retirement that you can go home with and say that, oh, I can peacefully retire, and at the end of the day, it will go well. So you need to be able to take advantage of this particular housing fair to own an asset as an investment, and an asset and a security, so that in the next 5 to 10 years, you can be able to fall on them at any moment of time when the need comes or the need arises.
This housing fair, especially the UK one, and Air Kosovo. I know there's one going to be in Birmingham and one in London. And how na obi episode bia obi timienya access to this event venue?
Okay, with the Birmingham one, it's in Birmingham. I think we'll share the flyers to everybody to have the full address. And then with the London one, it's at Juliet Restaurant.
Yes. Yeah.
Juliet's Restaurant, and then the Birmingham one is in the hall in Birmingham. It's free event. All you need to do is to go online to joburgghana.com and then register, and then you can just enter. It's free to enter. After we are able to explain to you and share the most insights and videos of how the whole process works and what you can also do to gain and earn a discount out of the program. When we are done with all that, we'll then have a special guest who is performing, Samini, coming to perform a live concert for us, beautiful and entertain and make us very feel good and everything. And he's coming with his team, and it's going to be a blast. So everybody it will be nice to be there to own a house. After you own a house, you get to experience some nice, beautiful, good music from Samini as well. And then we call it a day.
Joe, medase ene enyumre se unya bre ene e betwetwe nkomo show you so unya nkoye question time no amount for questions be an person bebusa wa on bebusa. But before that, say me the lawyer ebesan aba back no producer bacho but Joburg omo video back ko ema me ni hu how omo edan esi e wo my Ghana mu said the esi etie some of their project producer. Yo, abusia for video ya we Jobe Ghana Limited. Some of their projects are almost in some of the prime locations in Ghana. And Joe, your best say all that so call so ode will contact details to a chat room on amai. So in case will be episode or contact you later on for further conversation about acquiring property in Ghana. No to me I contact you. And I'm pose buy a housing fair in Birmingham or in London. London, the Ebeko one of the popular restaurants in Ghana, East London. Joburg, Juliness restaurant, backing, and on the 12th, Ebeko so, and it's Bomodiana CC home, now so to me, a brebi. Birmingham, Diano, and so on the 11th of April. Yo, Sabri, Yebeko, lawyer, na ne point 6 to 10 yafa na fe yamaho kwan na wo question bia call lawyer ho anase call Joseph no na ode aba lawyer yesamu akwa aba biem
ana mi da sepa
great na toaso na o san ya toaso kwan ya se obi pese oto asase wo oman Ghana mu a ne esese ohye ne enso anase de ese oye ansana wato asase yenko point 6
ana mi da sepa misanda mi ni ana sepa mi say mi hu fie ne efe pa kama pa. And the point number 6 is that once you've seen the land, wako assassin so wako ye physical inspection I say fie no wako hwe why a search was so why check will be bia won say oh no cre nipa na me ni dealing no that's the right person was me fan in deal here afi the baby away drew ni say you want one important check be am person obi anye normally no yen time yet this check until me mention it very quickly me we are na ma share how to pay for a property in Ghana. You will be a free collateral registry. It was under Bank of Ghana. Now, so called collateral registry. You find say if you now tono, and as assassin now tono, and as a property now tono. Say collateral be that. So say collateral. Na chance maybe will be decide fee na koji busia. Obi akoji loan be a all this property no aye collateral. We search our collateral registry. You will get to know. In law, no, your friend encumbrance. You get to know if there is any encumbrance. A collateral be that so. You will notice it once you do a search at the collateral registry. We are there. We are not doing it. The collateral registry, no. A buy and be by a very important. So to if you are yedi akoji busia and as a collateral be that so. Now talk nipano ko. You will have to pay for it. Because you are deemed to know say collateral and as encumbrance be edda efi and as assassin so. And the point number 6 is that once the auto assassin and as auto efi wa Ghana no. Mr. Do a search at the collateral registry. Say na be ya obehu say collateral bia and that's our fee no so. We are very important. Let me move on to point number 7. Now, often you do baby a cheer for property. You are paying for a property. I say, to fee na minu adi cheno. If you kama pa, mikra minyebianga, minyebia mi pepa. That's the whole prices now. Once you are paying for a house like that, no, one of the things that me discouraging all my clients from doing is that don't pay cash. Very important. Pay through the bank. Who cheer for property? As a lawyer, I know my advice and most of my clients is in tier cash, in tier say table talk. And your brony we will now talk. And as any in toast ni jane na talk. I will tier the table talk. Make sure say the transaction is done through the bank. Pay the money through the bank. And then we need time. And law school, I make sure be brave. It is for purposes of evidence that BBC bank transactions will be there for. It will be there for a long time. UTSKB2 will be account more. There are records of it at all the time. There is paying slip. who paying slip ni kra yira kra ni pani bank statements available. Court can order for the statement, bank name produce statements no. And that should be any issue be a BCB no. You know, say there is evidence of the transaction that is. I'm saying go focus a lawyer for sometimes no. We dream papa kakra, no we dream boni kakra. We look at all the things that they are likely to happen when it comes to property transaction. So one of the things that me encourage you be as say, anytime I will talk property, no, please don't pay tabletop, pay through the bank. We're point number 7. Let me run through very quickly. Let me do point number 8 very quickly. Also, sometimes we'll talk if you we'll talk assassin, we'll talk if you come to say Marteye the NBA. Who says sometimes who say they are agents and are middlemen. Obiso or acting as agents, or see and yet need the but or representing in Kofu adene your mudia. So sometimes it's all about Ghana, your estate agents, your land agents, you a lot of agents be bring middlemen. I didn't know mudia, but mu ton amobi. One of the things I encourage people say, once you are dealing with an agent, no, in kiosk ma agent, no. If you want to pay money to an agent or a middleman, make sure that that agent, no, and as that middleman or power of attorney from the legal owner. Very important. Wonya obi, why a search nature say assassina and as a fina okotono, assassino, nana dear. But who say obi fufraba a class aba say on an agent, and I say on an interest non to assassin as on to a few manana. Ube scanner in scanner ma a class. In scanner and money pafufrobi. The A class or your agents na or represented nana. Actually say on producing power of attorney extra say nana amani whom to me say on ton a fear man. The issue are yenya these days and say who say agents ni be one yes on your agent oh. But who say you tria scanning massa agents now on first scanning and comma assassin rano on first scanning and comma if you rano. The agent withholds the money, scanning in through principal ni ho. Enti that should be a ubano. Nipa assassin any diana se fini any diana. Also woman is kabiaye. So woman is kabiaye. Also on agents no me scanning na my agents no. Question maybe say who power of attorney HSM my master agents no to me say on to adene mami ana. So anytime be a only agent dealing no, make sure say that agents no. Our power of attorney, and we here make sure say you get a power, you see a power of attorney from the principal, and as a near if you know and as assassin any dear no. We a point number 8. Let me move on to point number 9. Adibakwa, we are seeing with land transactions is here and say
I'm on a meeting. That
and as for talk a dire. It will be a friend in the unexpired duration of the lease. Metremo no be at say when you Ghana School of Law. If you be an assassin be out for tono, most Siciano, so share the New Lands Act. Want to me enya freehold in family lands. You can't create freeholds again in family lands. That's also a constitution, so a constitution so a cancelled freehold also in stool lands. And Siciano most assassin be breaben organ, if you be breaben organ, no, near friend a leasehold. Leasehold, which say the Mawa, and the mouth for a number of years. You find say for most government lands are lease period 50 years. Most government lands are 50 years. Obi wa you find say nipa no to government land no, or to assassin you find say the year 2000. Siciano was 2025. Or government land, you find say man 50 years. A child say, as at 2025, no, 25 years trim into Niaka also just 25 years. Who could pour assassin as well to fina one share the unexpired duration of the lease? Who better a fear and as well better assassin say, in fear can also no years left on may just be some few years. Now says 25 years. Negotiate for extension. Now, negotiation for extension also, and your negotiation for Kasakeke. was on first count to so. Enti wakoto efie kakraka. But who I can't just 30 years or least no so. The 30 years no so you will have to negotiate with either the family, the school, and the government for extension of the lease. It's also a fear. One of the things that you should be very watchful about. Say, what is the unexpired duration of the lease? And some of these things, no, any idea you can see them like that. If you know how to read leasehold agreements, you can see all of these things there. And to check the unexpired duration of the lease. So to me, check here. Get a professional to help you know. Say, if he amikoto in fear he and I can also. And then you'll be surprised there. There are people selling properties. The duration, the unexpired duration of the lease, it be 30 years. They won't disclose to you. Obi Waha, Auto Assassino, 1990. 1990 Auto Assassino. Now, our, let's say, our 70 years, 1990. Calculate from 1990, basically, in 35 years. So, our 70 years, and I can't just 35 years, the lease will expire. Now, the lease may expire. While we are current owner, no, you will have to go and negotiate for the extension, as for the renewal of the lease. Then you know, and most of the time, as lawyers, no, say an unexpired duration, no, so it affects the price we will pay for it. If I say, me to if you ever baby, if I say, I will say, me to 200,000. So say me to 200,000, I should say. Duration I can extra less than 30 years. I'll let the person know, say, duration on the lease, so it's just about 30, 32 years. Means 200,000. I'm going to pay 150,000 because in the next 30, 32 years now, I was saying who has I mean, finding negotiating extension of the lease. Once you know the unexpired duration, a wow, even in your negotiation for the property. Many people may not let you know the unexpired duration. But once you know how to read a lease agreement, and I say, so won't me kind cry, you don't understand lease agreements, I get a professional to help you. Now, the last one I'm in the count, then I'll move on to my summing up point. He said, what to assess, what to a fee, so what to do before fee be if you need a come up, you go for baby, your mom and crata, I will feel so. Officer, once I didn't crack an man and one we once you buy a property amount Kratana, go and register in Kratana the amount. Or register. But besides I didn't know also we register. So or register. So because search our lands commissioner would deem PSA a would dear. If you don't register, a search I would deem. So registration is very important. Registration, it is noticed to the entire world. Say, as I say, way, and I say, fear way, and an Aquami dear, and I say, fear way, a Richmond dear, and I say, fear way, a Joseph dear. And so register. Say, Mao, and your friend in danger. Most of the time, friend in danger, and danger, and danger. Say, Mao in danger now. And don't just say, we, your Mao in danger, we are corner register. Go for because Obeko Tia stamp duty or some call. On lands commissioner land valuation and your valuation on your stamp duty was also register. It goes against you yourself. That should be nipa no automano, what bet you have got to nipa from. The nipa no kind of register. The person's interest takes precedence over your interest. Until we hear pass who talk assassin in danger and can say registration there difficult. Yes, meaning registration, no. It's a process. It takes time. But make sure, sir, you go through the registration process. Send a bear, Obisu Koya search, within the PSA, as I say, way, and an aquami dear. So registration is very, very important. Now, what I will summarize on this, Mr. Sauba property acquisition, especially who talk bare lands. It's a very technical area. Adibako may encourage you be as engaged professionals. And who say who turn toast, and I say who taught Jenny, engage professionals, get lawyers to help, get surveyors to help. Me can't say be family, there are many lawyers, and then me go any lawyer. But make sure say you get professionals to help you. Ube family so I so me the pa. But the important thing is get professionals to help you. Because what we are seeing these days is the litigation on property nana it is serious. Maybe another time menya adagea. Remember, then I'll come and talk on this. Nana there are some litigations not long ago. As I said, litigation on land 16 years, one case in court, 16 years. Da yenya judgment no. Ye kwa asase so na obi foforo so akọ two foundation asase no so. Land litigation in Ghana, 16 years litigation. Ye ye kwa no obi akọ two foundation asase no so. When it I'm handling a case this year. Lando. If you look at the rates are here fairly obi issue rate also. So land is a very technical area. Especially who are say maybe who to 1 acre, who to 2 acres. We are seeing a lot of issues. One of my colleagues, our law firm, lawyer Doris, so handle case, Mrs. Here, Obi wa UK. Omabeto asase kesiye in acres. Omukota asase no, they didn't use a lawyer. Obeto asase kesiye, or person development was so drawn a plan, or the be beautiful development. But share man so that asase no so. If you had engaged a lawyer, no lawyer would have advised you to have gone to buy that land. But sometimes, Obi wa say, oh, I want to cut corner. And as Obi akajo asase with the problem be any. As I say, because the problem they do no. And no crowd also show you ba. So engage professionals to help you when it comes to land acquisition. And I'll end with this note. And say, honestly, investment in land houses in Ghana no, are very lucrative. Nana, honestly, me encourage you be everybody, at least buy a piece of land, buy a house, buy some. If you look at the rate at which the property is appreciating, I know somebody who bought a house, Otto Ifieno, about 4 years ago or something. And Otto Ifieno just about 250,000. CCR, Minu Casano, baby Otto Ifieno, website told CCR. The house is selling for 600,000. Sisia, Joseph Kasaya na me check here. Out of 250,000, and net is 600,000. I will encourage everybody. Once I want money, no ye juma who call back. You are going through the snow here and there. Ye juma no investment in property no a good investment. But make sure say you get the right professionals to guide you. Nana, me da sepa me do bibias. I mean share you na.
Lawyer, you better also ase ene enyumre ewo unim dia ene oni ababeche. Mamemfa advert back entwam na fe obia or question bia say eko lawyer hono about land acquisition eko Joe hono for property acquisition ni nyina no mo betimi e demo questions e de aba. Enti mamemfa one advert entwam na fe memfa all your questions. Producer.
Hello.
My chef and party planner. You know we can't get this retirement/birthday shinding go wrong.
Everything is almost ready, but small problem.
Why? What's up?
We are way over budget, Kweku. Everything is almost twice the estimate.
Adibab, okay? No worries.
So with TAPTAP, I have got a cake and decorations covered for the year.
You handle the food.
If any extra expenses comes up, just text me or call me.
I'm off today, so I should be easily reachable.
Hey, Chairman, it is for day.
Say, no be easy, you. Chairman has time and money.
Allah,
Kweku tap, Kweku do, Kweku that.
Our chairman can't call you.
Hey, Alande, Chairman send them.
TAPTAP send. Papa no.
Yo, abusia for midamasi se munyambre ema yedani ho ebaye housing project are now here from Joburg Ghana Limited honmo and na omu project na mo hwe no sabri ekwanya eda honmo se wo question bia ebusa lawyer anase Joe enso from Joburg Ghana Limited ubitimi ede question aba wo zoom no so a wo ma wonsa so a mefa na wabusa question anase wo do question to chat room hon so a making kind ede amount lawyer ba ko edi kan aba say or say has there been any time wa obi ni land owner refuse extension of the lease, when lease expire? Has there been a time bibisa esiana? And what does the law say about it?
Personally, no, I've not encountered a situation like that, but it's possible. Say, normally, no, in such instances, no, someone say any panel and person will extend the lease now. Sometimes it's with how the lease is drafted. Most of the time, since when we draft leases as lawyers now, it will be BID sharing a friend renewal clause. It's an automatic renewal clause. If I say it's a lease for a term granting you 70 years, we put in another 30 years and we show you how to trigger that 30 years. So once if say it's a 70-year lease, we'll put in a clause there that you can extend it for a further 30 years. But before the lease expires now, 6 months at a time, you have to put it in writing to the landowner, say you want an extension. Such a thing is automatic because the agreement has provided for it. One issue who said sometimes leases are not properly drafted, so it creates a lot of issues. Now, some of these issues, now you find is any person by extend here, take the person to court. The court will look at it, and the court will determine how the extension should be done. Thank you.
Yo, like Obisu Busase, in terms of land for farming and also no acquisition at the same to say ukwakoto land at the akusi Diana saying na say opese ukoto land for farming, so I know what some etie.
Then I mean that's a normally no say banning for farming now. At the same thing, but sometimes you don't have to go through all of these things because farming, the emphasis say, what is the number of years are we here? Obi wants to farm on it for about 10 years. In some places, they will rent the land to you. They may not even execute a lease for you. But semi-advice will be a okoji asase for farming. I will advise the person say, acquire the land, acquire like a 50-year lease, and then a farmland. In the next 20 years, going to be a developed area. If you don't have proper paperwork, once the place develops, they will kick you out. There are places in Accra. In Kofuna, almost say, I'm using it for farmland. Some of the places in Accra, there's a very popular place in Accra. Maybe a company say they should use it to rear cattle. But a prime land. If you don't have proper documents that protect you, once the place opens, the owners will sack you. And if you even want to acquire it, even for farmland, I will ensure that you have a lease agreement. At least get a 50-year lease over the period. Because you don't know how fast the place will develop. Thank you.
Yo, yenko minuse Joshua na Joseph or the Nensato Honomo. Okay, Pacho also call so now any question be lawyer any Joe I ready say o question ni nyina no omo ebeyi ano e de amount and nti unso betimi e de o question aba mamenko baako a ewo hanom ewa kakra but metra all the question e ba ya na why ni ntiatie mama me say de metimi akan easily from the chat. All right, Joshua, Bacho, go ahead and ask your question. Now, if Makofa, one of the chat room rooms, Joshua, go ahead and ask your question.
Okay, but good evening.
Good evening, sir.
You me that was baby. Say what do kwenya abama ya nyancheche mu bebre. Say many adepa. Me knew how cry me click it. Ebeka ho, but. Me was some bisa lawyer kakra. They did kind say I somewhere okay. na wa me cheche me ate ase asem ehu hia pa say that what can edi Ghana nya bebre enti mbese mbisa say akwanya bi eda ho a ye awareness creation ewo TV so ye school mu ne radio so a bibisa ho a land commissions ya na se bi ni ho a enka modi puti across Emma Echo television, Stony radio, so me abo de I believe say nka beboa atete niam so because seriously this is the first time in Sembi or matete about lands wa cheche mu ma mate ase bebre. I believe say obi o ha bia the wa metie bi de wa lucy niam bebre and nedie. Enti let's say akonya bi ni ho awareness creation no ye be nke bebo ho dawura nke bebo ama nipa bi ya science bi ati say ase ama problems e create no eso ate acho masama me wokan me dase
la yawo anu ye bi e de manana
so na awareness creation e bia na me ye wa here. No, we try as much as possible, sir. Sometimes we go to churches, we talk about it in church. You try. Just say, maybe I'm a bit me honestly. But the important thing I make a change of on is once who acquire property. Once you wait to an in free you what could through a lot to acquire the property? Engage a lawyer. Wow, that's a problem. Go for baby. Yes, school I was saying the kakra. Who pays the engage a lawyer. A lawyer will help you do all this process. So we try to do the public education, but once you gathered money, you want to acquire property. It's important say you engage a professional, not necessarily say engage me, but make sure say you have a lawyer, a surveyor to guide you through the process. Thank you.
Lawyer education, you say one say enka. Obi a me host we ma ya ntem yenim ho asem bebre seriously ko obi a me ni say mu bebre enim enti won ko akakra ya tora bi at say o ka churches ni a very good say e church they said they health education a lot of things are going on radio stations television stations and at the end of the day no sa na me bi sa konya bi wo ho a say yetimi yes so you don't need to go on lawyers and be engage mu pa but awareness no nisa no e ho na make sense nka mu
yes sir o question the answer say e kwan bi so na ye de call lands commission for na lands commission omunya some educative program be with time me try na me de somebody from lands commission about ni any na twetwe nkomo na no edu ho anu abusom sa question said e beboa why na lawyer de me sure say obetimi aye hu bibia sa in his own small way he's doing it, but I think the bigger picture and the lands commission needs to come in.
Sure. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Me that's it. Yo, lawyer, we say in terms of law, how do you manage all the pre-acquisition assessment? Is the solution a detailed pre-purchase contract? Lawyer, very technical question.
All the pre-purchase contracts are very important. Very, very important. Well, so we have pre-purchase contracts now. Sometimes we have SPA. All of these things are provided for in the sale and purchase agreement. Sometimes you can have SPA before we come to the lease. And see all of these pre-lease disclosures, most of them we provide for them in the SPA. And see, they are very important. The point I keep speaking is also obi wo ha nipa ye can pre-purchase disclosures in on tiers here. Until once you are buying land, as always you said the price of land. Yes, some transaction be on some lands. You'd be surprised. Now bare land is going for $80,000 to $100,000. Bare land. As I say, so bare land, 80, 85, 90, $100,000. Into what boy about $80,000 to $100,000 you want to buy bare land? That's one plot. important, say, get a professional to advise you. And yes, sir, you go and pay your $80,000. We are over 3 months for the next 7 years. Na car over body 3 months so. We are lawyers. It's our work. You have to pay for it. But I don't wish this for anybody. My advice is that before Uber to assassin, make sure say you have a professional to guide you so I can avoid all this needless litigation. Thank you.
Me that's lawyer. Answer na me fa porno, ma me fa bako enso ewa. We call Joe Beck honomo. Joseph Obi enso ebusa se Belland is going for $80,000. Also properties what prime locations no 1 bed, 2 bed, 3 bedroom house, saying and also the prices at here. Now, is there any payment plan, mortgage? Ubi eka se wo he no watwa ubi timi afaso edi etiaka.
Okay, thank you so much. So currently we have about 7 to 8 different locations in the city, which are very fast selling and prime ones. Cantonment, Laboni, Chado, Westlands, Lashibi, and East Legon, and Temakomti 12. Now, this one ranges between $150,000 to $650,000. 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, and 4 bedroom. And one thing about most of our projects and our land issue is that because we got to realize that most of the time, there were a lot of issues on the bare lands. So what we did was that we rather buy old houses and break them down and then use them for our development. And that's so far have saved us a lot of stress from some of these things, because those ones have leases that have already been used for like 15 to 20 years already, and it will be easy for us to even get an extension for them and everything. So it makes our job a bit more easier. So we get to focus more on the construction and the artisans than dealing with land issues as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Yanko Paul Hono. Paul, please go ahead and ask your question.
Pachamedasi. And for some Musan now, lawyer mentioned Musa said, be a who me and also power assassinate a honum. Only much history about it, but what to me a developing the view of swap. And necessarily say, we call Akuhuno Yana already, son. So why are all those documents now? Because the land has already been there for some years, maybe. Yeah, check akra. And I will be developed be. I want mommy and also papa Edia. And then he asked about how to register all portion and I said the whole land. And I said, what you have to do? Then I said, you can only in Pacho Medas.
Yo.
Okay, Inti say, Infan say you've been on the land for many years. Who or so? And you may not have any litigation, and I say, Bibisa, but that should be a same. Because say it's very important. Say who assassin and answer who fear. Make sure the paperwork no correct. You have proper paperwork on it. And say, oh, mommy, dear, oh, papa, dear, check someone register and someone register. Someone register, yeah, take steps and ensure, say, send your walk around will portion in one over register. At least ensure, say, you register the entire portion. Because me, papa, my father has some property. Recently, me who say on registration in BBI, I took steps to ensure, say, registration in BBI, registration in BDM. But me taking steps to register on your land title, it protects the family's property. And say more property be or her, take steps, making sure say it is properly registered. Now making sure say Munkrata and BBI are very settled. Because some of these things, so you never know what will happen that she. Until that should be a 70, ensure that the paperwork is good. Thank you.
That's it. Yemfa Tilly and Fantoaso. Tilly Bajo EATO.
My question, I say, Uncle Joseph was for buying land, buying property. I just want to find out Chado, do you more land or and how much is it? And I'm sure saying a question about if you do mortgage, what are the more procedure? How long does it take for you to pay for the mortgage? So my two questions: the price of land in Chado and the mortgage. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, thank you. So thank you for the question, but we don't sell land. We don't sell lands because the litigations on them sometimes when we sell it, we don't want to come back and come and deal with it. So we only develop the houses on top because we have assets and what we can do to develop the land. So we don't sell the empty land. Number two, we have mortgages up to 24 to 36 months, depending on the project and depending on the client, what negotiation we go with. So those mortgages that we have, those are with interest free, up to 36 months mortgage interest free.
Oh, okay. Me patient more houses in a price. Was it 3-bedroom and any 1-bedroom? TBB.
So in Chado, we have a 3-bedroom there available, which was there about 25 units, but it's left with 2. It's going for $210,000 at Chado.
For how many bedrooms?
3-bedroom.
Okay. All right. You're Pachamidase.
Thank you.
Yo, Joe, any follow-up question on that one? That property price, does it include taxes or it is excluding? It exclude tax?
No, it includes taxes. It's 5% in tax, VAT.
Okay, all right. Me that's it. Maminfa we enko lawyer honum. Lawyer we obusase say what to assassin from an individual. Now assassin has been registered in that person's name. What to we are more more change of name no. Whilst the registration is ongoing because sometimes it can take some time. Is there anything to do to secure the ownership of the land?
Okay, so a bare land one of the things I would advise is take possession of the land. And then my I just will talk about possession, but possession is very critical. Say about a land acquisition. What was I see and just as to hockey. Yeah, mean himself registration take it time. Sometimes it may take you 2 years, 3 years. So while you are registering, move onto the land. Someone is crowd basically die top blocks so one is crowd basically die. Make sure say some stones be akoguso. Ensure that you are in possession of the place. So before the person will notice that somebody is in possession of the land. Until while you are registering, make sure say you take possession of the land. Now when we hear in land acquisition, especially say bare land, make sure say you are taking possession of the land. That's it.
Yo, yenko aye Beatrice no na Beatrice and some funny question, right? Beatrice mbacho yeti you.
Okay. Okay, you mean. My concern, I have a little concern about and now more online. They're advertising for land. I don't know who in Ghana or Sheffield advertise it like their agents advertising for land. You go in there, I do my search. After you come out with the search, you realize that the name on the property and whoever is selling is different. This is what they tell you. Say, a company no matter assassin. And almost person they did not register the land. And to know almost turn right away. Not just we believe this okay, almost registering to almost doing so. But it doesn't catch water, say. Okay, so what to assassin that's one, yeah. At least to have some paperwork. You know what I'm saying? Say, paperwork I say assassinate media. It's the one on the share sign because bank of no almost didn't that's assassin they sell it to about 10, 20 people with the same excuse. Into no why not or share sign no why they reported to there. Hey, I'll go be try some baby ass to be now say not almost yet because Jane. Who takes care of that?
Lawyer, do you have any comment on that?
Well, let me quickly comment on this. One of the things I mentioned is that also what auto assassin, you'll be a friend and say buyer beware. When auto assassin, you will have to ensure say you've done all your due diligence, and it's very important. But say bano assassin now you see problems with assassin, you can report to the police. This here double sale of land, a very serious offense under the New Lands Act. Later, say I can come and talk on the New Lands Act. Under the New Lands Act, double sale of lands, a serious offense, which may call prison for several years. Until once you notice that, Obi will person dupe report to the police. We have things like defrauding by false pretense. So once I won't say, but the key thing is what process, make sure say you've done your due diligence. Now say you followed my presentation. So yes, search. Now who said dinner or search is different from Nipa no Toma. Make sure say you've seen a power of attorney. I say Nipa na ni din was were authorized Nipa no ni would deal say on his behalf. If you have not seen a power of attorney, you should be very careful. Thank you, Nana.
Okay. Yanko Beatrice adding a question about Yanfa Esther and Twaso. Esther Mbacho, go ahead and unmute yourself now for a question, bro. Esther Mbacho,
good evening.
Good evening.
So I was a bit late into my name said this question has been answered or not. But Pachon person bisa lawyer say we live in this part of Kaswa per history, maybe some papa will say the land was given by ex-president Rawlings to spare part dealers, and since they didn't occupy the land, it became a residential area, and so in view of that, people had to be buying and then building properties on it. In this case, no, you bet to me I land title, you bet to me I register for land title and I am buying the auntie. We can't do anything about it.
Yes, our question. Seven land title, and yet be Ghana air registration district. Not everywhere would be a land title. To the best of my knowledge, I don't think that Kaswa you can get land title in Kaswa. So and yet be a land title registration, but you can register the land. And you bet me a registration at Lands Commission. Maybe Kaswa, maybe I don't know where exactly in Kaswa. But near me, chair said, do a search. So yes, search. You find say government acquisition be hard. A bachelor, we search now. The search will even tell you EI now government they acquire the place. No, you see, the search will tell you everything you want to say. A government land now. The search will tell you a way a state land pursuant to let's say this executive instrument. We won't be BI or search no so. And the search no bachelor assassin also an answer near Kotono. Who are the rightful owners of the place? And it's actually there. Only here pass over. But yet baby and over land title. Or near friend land certificates, no. And yet anywhere in Ghana, over land certificate. To the best of my knowledge, I think as of now, no, it is just within Greater Accra region. They are declared a registration district. I could be wrong, but to the best of my knowledge, no, it's just within Greater Accra with land certificate. Thank you.
We ensu busa se wato asase na wire side plan na oko register and you realize say obi so I register land no, but the person didn't buy the land. Can this happen? And if so, onipa no be there.
A bit strange. The issue is say Nipani then register land, no?
Without indenture.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Nana Bajose.
Me say without ABR, the actual owner no indenture no, a bed then will be me a register land on toy.
Okay. It is on register as also be a register. The best thing is a Nipa no to assassin draw the person's attention. So registration na Nipa na no wronger. Lawyers will challenge the registration in court. Yet the Nipa no beko court together with the Lands Commission. Say Nipa no court or member court abechemu the root of title, a ban saying, and out me register as no. Now, once we see lands commission, so a lands commission too will come to court and show processes they went through before we register as no money panel. So we back court now who say and so for that registration. The court can cancel the registration. You have an amendment of the land register. And the court can amend the land register. And he say Obi atwansasiama oko hu so obi fufuro din wo ho draw the attention of the person now automatic. But why would you go through this? Do a search before you buy. We a search before we turn anka. Be hu say masa ye frɛ nana kwame. Me ko ye search nipa na ne din wo ho no so. Ye frɛ no wo so free. Na wo nyo wo so free nte ba ne say asasa wo say e wo die no. Wo so free ye din na da so. Then you let them correct all of these things before they will scab back shame. As I say, the other will start question, no problem of one. Before when you scan, papa. So do all of these things before you commit money to it. Thank you very much.
Yo, so question here, may attempt to say me no, but I won't. Me name's a lawyer bit me no. Me find my jodo. Obusa say as a middle class earner. Yeah, say obeto asase no no ensi ni dan ana say on saving ni sika no nkoto dan. Yes, dada. Then the next one, I think this one, Obi Busa said if they want to engage a lawyer for land acquisition, is there any fee that they should be looking at? What range? And I say it depends on the case by case basis.
You see, it's very dependent on the issue I handle as lawyers. Social lawyers we can Ghana here as lawyers, no, we are regulated. It's a regulated profession. Your BFN is scale of fees. By law, no, I have a range within which I can charge. I can't go above that range. If you engage in a lawyer on your due diligence, man, as on board on our property, your scale of fees as lawyers, no, it dictates the fees that you to me charging. And some of these things, any idea, we can just say them. If you engage a lawyer, you speak with a lawyer. Once I will my details, no, we'll let you know the fee ahead of time. If the fee is okay for you, then you can proceed and engage the lawyer on that. In Nana, you feel the ensum cry, it's a man in slow cry, and you be can see a cry. Engaging,
right?
Nice
one. Now they also on saving it can on koto dine and answer on one kusi. I to be na the man.
And I they just said Joe Bag, but yeah, no. Me said yeah. Me sit down.
Let me pass it on. Let me pass it on to Joe. Joseph.
Okay. Yes. Well, I think the best thing for them to do is if maybe buying the land, buying the house sometimes might be a bit expensive for them because of maybe their salaries and the income they have. So normally what I advise them to do is that if you have a piece of land somewhere or your parents have a piece of land somewhere, you can actually engage a developer to be able to cost it for you, to be able to do the job for you, so that at least the supervision and engineering part of it is done well, so that it reduces the cost for you. So there's a client I have recently. She bought a land in Prom. She wanted to go and build a house, 3-bedroom with his family there. She engaged me and I said, oh no, where is your father's house? He said, oh, Bubuashi. I said, okay, let me go and look at it. I went to Bubuashi. When I saw it, I was like, no, the way I manage my space, I can even take half of the space this and put up a very nice property for you here. One of our houses we are doing in Chado. He said, oh, are you sure? Okay, yes. I just need 50 by 50, and that's all I need. So I took 50 by 50 out of his father's land and then created a fence wall, created a separate gate for him, and then put up a very nice 3-bedroom house like Chado for him in Bubuashi. And I mean, it was that simple. So sometimes I don't normally do that, but sometimes I think they should be able to explore that option more than any other options. Yeah. So these are other alternative or other options they can use as well. Yeah.
So Joe, if I may ask, moon develop more ankasa land say obi on a private project, not so yeah, mo take up those projects also to help people to build.
Yes, but because of our workload, I mean, we'll look at it and scrutinize it and see if it's something that is not too much of a burden and if the location is not further from where we do our construction. Because we buy pre-mixed concrete and then we deliver iron to middle of the city or the center. So if the place is too far from us, it will be a big problem for us in terms of commuting and transportation and the workers moving around. But then yeah, sometimes. So it's case to case basis. So based on that case, I can be able to assess it and say, oh, this one, no problem. I'll approve it for it to be done.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's it. Maminfa, 1 or 2 questions be entrust nafi yemfa this section NC na yemfa TAPTAP send focus section entrust ora A class ebetinem na ode abrel. Obi able to say this section no ya record ya na yes. Oko Facebook TAPTAP send Ghana page it's there. Ubitimi asana kotie ni nyina. Anase YouTube ko OT Media TV. OT Media TV. Mr. Wa bomode oko honma no subscribe anytime be ever online be no you'll be able to get notification and join us. Me the link in so ebeto chat room honmo e the amount. Click on it at obeko OT Media TV page in so. Right, Mamefa Kofi Frempong on me last one not mafa one message or chat room near the section way abewe. Kofi Bacho go ahead and ask your question.
Na kwa medasi bebre we dey your family member bi na dia beja me se me musaman lawyer pacho obi say ono kwa the dan no wasi mpo awie but oye searcher in a property developer edim but judgment in the family's name like asase for no enkran for no edim na dia what area nim ne say yes developer need dim but oko mo hon mo mojo $10,000 and sana masesa amount even though judgment akwati omo in such a case no how would you advise such a person?
Okay, quick one. Judgment no akwati ya nkofo ben is it the property developer na say family no mutu ansase no? Hello Kofi. Hello, Kofi. I'll send me who why nipa na judgment na call.
Okay, lawyer. Producer me team make a crenti no na mintimi kasa. Pacho judgment no equity a property developer no. Asasi we here East Legon Hills and Sasi any be. Which property I don't want to mention the name of because the person said I should just consider. To Kwasechia is in that property developer's name. But the judgment was meant for because property developer no when tia de neka
thank you
money na intino but ukoye search na is in their name and for you to transfer it into your name no you would have to pay the property developer $10,000 and nipa ni bisa say on the western area ehun be hia say onko hwehwa na onye den
okay Kofi we dem da se pa so quick one once a family no omo judgment against the property developer no the property in a family no say omo here ne say I was say omo every friend entry of judge they have to enter the judgment and plot the judgment our lands commission and so omo filing entry of judgment no ko plot our lands commissioner registration na our developer property developer need a bit trim so you don't have to go to the property developer again. Once a judgment no, what are you going there to do? And when you answer call, and by family no more judgment, so they should go and plot the judgment at lands commission. So we call plotty judgment near it will cancel property developer on the registration. And the document every family no, it will go through so call register. And the they should make sure as a family no more judgment, so they go and have the judgment plotted. Me that say.
Yo, last question. Lawyer Obi Busa said, is it possible to register two people's names on the land you've bought? nipa mienu ena omato asase na say ubetimi register nipa mienu din on one land and say a piece of land na.
And I am more than possible. We can even register more. It is a mummy and matter as I say, but the thing is, I say, yeah, in Kratana, then Kratano should be in mummy and no mudin. If a joint ownership, people can jointly own property. A husband and a wife can own property together. Business partners can own property together. The only thing is that mummy and no, I was say mudin, embra and Kratano. So once I'm mudin one Kratano, so no. You better be registered as joint owners of the property. Me that's it.
Na lawyer so bi pese oye land searcher ekwan ben and obefa so ehin no obeko na akwa search ehu nia ni din e was land ne so.
Okay, me that's it pa. So me search and near we here pa a site plan. Site plan is very important. Without a site plan, we a searcher. We here site plan. We here site planner. We call lands commission. There's a process there. There's a fee I will be here. Utia will fee no be biano. Tisiaka we kra omutimi send you the search reports, no, they can send it to you via email. Let me send you amount. Inti call there's a form so over tia will seka. Then you go through the process. Well, but site plan is very important. We have site plan. Because without a site plan of doing a search, no, upon what land are they doing the search? Into we have site plan. We call lands commissioner. They can be able to do that for you. Our lands commission. That's it.
Because I said last question, but Maminfa we in chat to a lawyer. Obi Busa say, can you register a half plot? Me other question ever call Joe Honomo. Say yeah, can say one plotter size ben and a one plot e Ghana. Last week in the minya sagwashi me catch you nipa gonna say on train and the size of a plot in Ghana you can say one plot and that's a full plot size na a dear he me no be Joe question na lawyer what busa what a half plot na annual say can you register a half plot?
And I ultimately register even quarter plot cry. Ultimately register 10 by 10. Register. So yeah, most of the telecommunication companies, which are more acquire. Now, most of the time they acquire 10 by 10, 15 by 15 on register. So you can acquire 10 by 10. Into quarter plot to 1/8 of a plot to ultimately register BBR, you can register the land in your name. That's it.
Nice one. Then, Joe, I would like you to take this question for me. Somebody want to know if you say one plot, what's the size of a plot in Ghana?
Okay, so I think as we speak now, currently one plot is 0.16 of an acre. And see, normally, you are better off using that numbers to determine the size of the land rather than using one plot. Acreage is more accurate than using plot. Plot is, I don't even know where plot is coming from, but you are better off using acreage. So 1 acre, it's 1 acre, 1.00. Now, anything that is shy of 1 acre becomes a portion of the acre. Now, currently, let's use measurements. If you have a 70 by 100 feet land size now, it is 0.16 acres. And see, or 2 of that are 0.32 acres. And see, or 4 of that are 0.64 acres. And see, or 6 of that size are almost 1 acre. And now 0.90 something, 1 acre. So then it means that 0.16 is what maybe you might clarify as the one plot now, Kano. And to say, Obia or documents are share side plan no top, natural right. O share top right, I'll bet you who say actual acreage wo. And the acreage na actual wo. Share see actual 1 acre. And now say actual 0.16. 0.19, 0.25. Assassinating and straightforward. That's why we use the acreage. So yours will determine me able to natural 0.16, which I will consider 1 acre. Also, the natural 0.18, but you also consider it as 1 acre. And see, it doesn't. It's just and a portion of the acre that has been given to you. So that is what you need to use as a reference.
Yo, you better see and enumerate only a lawyer, Semunya, a bre, any a baby sa and comwe, na a young comobia, ada a yen, a tea for ya, for any customers. Akoma so ache. And that will not be the last time at Yedimoba. I will try and bring you back again for us to continue this discussion, especially lawyer on land litigation in Ghana. But before Semobe Konomamenje, Molas, West, and Sana Mwako. Joe. I'll start with you. Give us your last words, especially the upcoming housing fair in the UK, in Birmingham on the 11th of April, and also in London, Julien's restaurant on the 12th of April. Tell us a bit more before Sibeja Mwako.
Thank you. So, this is to let everybody know, like I said before, these properties and this investment are long-term investments and properties that you need to own. And then it gives you security for your future. So it is a good opportunity to come because there will be at least between 10 to 50% discount there that you can be able to get. And these are prime places that you will not be able to get anywhere else because there are limited offers in those areas. So it will be a good opportunity to come and then grab something for yourself. And then we'll give you a good payment plan and a good a spread for you to make up with your payment. And then secondly, too, sometimes we go into joint venture with people who own certain portions of lands in the city. So when you come, we'll have a little bit education on that one and explain to you how those things work. And then some of the time we can even give you some of the houses, or we can give you some house in different location, and then we can batter it with the land that you have somewhere else. So maybe you have a land somewhere else, we'll take the land somewhere else as a batter. So there are so many other deals and transactions you can make, and there are so many other ways you can also come in and then also make benefit out of the program. Thank you.
Yo, you better say, and this a Birmingham, me the address, to chat room, Bomodia, and our London, so the location, Julien's restaurant. Any Asia, on the 11th and on the 12th. So, and koi so na on joining OT Media WhatsApp platform. Ye tidy reminder, yen viewers. Mr. Wa me the chat, me the link, at the chat room on more. Click on the link, join the WhatsApp platform. Anytime we are about to have this program, we send a reminder so that you can all join us for us to learn, connect, and contribute to our diaspora community. Yanko lawyer honomo na yenje lawyer and ne last words. Chumpacho ubetimi the contact details and so at the chat room honomo ede amayen na obi ehwehwe wachiri kwan opese or top property e wo mo honomo a wetimi a contact you. Lawyer, yetio.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. My final words is that once a week Ghana and they try and get a property in Ghana. Property a very good investment. Whether you are buying bare land, whatever it is, try and buy a property in Ghana. As I share the returns on property, it's very good. During my presentation, Michelle, I know someone, a client who bought a property, 250,000. This year, the property is selling for 600,000. This is just about 4 years and I'll be down the line. And in addition to that, so on your rental income, until you can rent the property while the value of the property is also going up. But get a property in Ghana. But Michelle will say, get professionals to advise you and to guide you while you are trying to acquire property. Nana, midase pa, maybe your journey and also midase. Thank you so much for your time.
Yo, Lawyer any Joe, Madam was an enumere, lawyer Richmond Korley, and Otaining can enumere, sir, and so Anna Joseph, and so from Jobeck property, Jobeck Ghana Limited, Omo ACC Adine. But when you contact Yomo, na Omo Mbuao, self to land, and as to fee ewo my Ghana, they will be more than happy to help you. My main fa and Kratui, Name Kai was a Bomodia, join our WhatsApp platform. The link is in the chat room. Contact lawyer any Jobeck na omo mboa name shenen so say Jobeck Housing Fair baso 11th Birmingham and on the 12th of April and so London me de omo leaflet no at the ato chat room honomo oko honoma wenya details ni nyina and I say go to their website na kofa details register na join omo this housing fair yeah call for a quick ad break yeah bape ora A class Ebesum na odi jumedie no TAPTAP Send focus section all about TAPTAP Send. We will also try and open the breakout room na wako no say or any specific issue with your TAPTAP Send account miniaba honey chat ewo honoma ononso obeboa ewo breakout room honomo. Yeah Danny Hwaba.
TAPTAP Send. Oh, I was baby, you're from California. The only boss. Wait, one is baby, I will be everywhere a day and everywhere they go. TAPTAP Send got me covered. If you need to send money or transfer money from Europe, from Canada, from USA, from UK, any part in Europe, you can send it through TAPTAP Send. And guess what? Oceania, they will receive it right here in Ghana and many countries across Africa. So what are you waiting for? Download TAPTAP Send now on Google Play Store or App Store. When you download, it's so easy to use. Tell your families, tell your loved ones to download TAPTAP Send. Okay? But also, when I receive my money, that's how the world is chilling. Like my view, hey, you crazy.
Download TAPTAP Send now on Google Play and App Store. TAPTAP Send. It's secure, convenient, easy, and fast.
Yo, I was here for Sabre Breaker Room 1. Yeah, be said.